Hello everybody, today we're going to be working on my Kirk Revolution. This is a 1990 Kirk Revolution and has been repainted. And I picked it up this summer and I wanted to kind of make it my own. And so the first thing I did was I swapped out the wheels for these spins, because I feel like they really go with the bike. It's a funky looking frame. It should have funky looking cool wheels. Other things we're going to do is we're going to work on the headset. So this stem's upside down because I took it off, but I put it back on quickly just to show you what's going on. The steer tube is too short. So that's what we're going to work on today. What we got going on is the steer tube was too short on this amp fork, and it was built up. Like I said, I don't think this is the worst solution. They used a threaded to threadless adapter, and the stem slides over this portion of the steer tube. But the reason the spacer's here is because this threadless adapter, the part that's thicker, is so tall, and so they wanted it to be flush on the top. So if we remove this spacer, we obviously have more room to put the stem onto the steer. And so I'm going to do a few things to try to make this safer. And my main problem with this is I'm not really worried that it would break, but because this is a threadless headset, you're not tensioning these bearings. The only real way to do that is just to push down on the stem and tighten the stem bolts, which isn't perfect. So we're going to do a few things today to try to mitigate this. I thought about, getting another amp fork, but obviously it wouldn't be paint matched, and then I'd have to get it painted. Talked to some people about replacing the steer tubes. It seems to be, not as easy as I would like. Couldn't get any real answers from anybody that did it. People like, go to a machine shop, but no one was like, hey, I got it done and could show me pictures. So I'm thinking if two things. We switch to a stem that has got a shorter stack, and then we're going to take, Daisy, it's okay. Then we're going to take this headset off and we're going to try to find one with a lower stack also. Between those two things, I'm hoping that we can get enough steer to put the fork on and be okay and not have to run the adapter. So we'll be able to put a star nut in, and then we'll be able to tension and preload the bearings, and everything should be fine. So what I've done is I pulled up this Control Tech stem, and it is a little bit shorter stack, like a few mils, but we're gonna measure this, and then we're gonna go just start measuring stems, and we're gonna find the one with the shortest stack. Then we're gonna pull the headset off, and measure up a bunch of headsets to find the headset with the shortest stack. We'll obviously remove this spacer, and we're just going to see how much steer tube we can get sticking out of there to get a stem on there safely. So that's today's project, and I think it's gonna be awesome once we get this done. Okay, so I've been giving some thoughts to the Kirk. I pulled the headset out, measured it. It's 30 mils, which is already really short for stack height. On the headset, I measured a bunch that were here at the shop. Nothing I have is shorter. Did some research. Seems like that is about as short as they get, which would make sense that they were probably trying to find the shortest stack headset when they worked on this. Pondering some solutions. I could put it back together with the adapter like they had it. I think it's safe. Like I said, it's just hard to get the bearings in the headset adjusted correctly without there being some wobble. But if I ever to sell this, it's not something I'd want to sell like that, because it is not. I don't think you'd want to go mountain biking. So I could get the steer tube lengthened. Paul Brody has a video about it. It seems very simple for a skilled machinist. Skilled machinist I am not. I don't know anyone that has done it before, so I'd have to find someone to send it to. So that is an option. Slightly more spendy option than I would like to do, I imagine. The amp fork is cool. It is painted to match the frame, but I've been looking at some other forks. First option would be the repaired switchblade. It is 1 inch, so I would have to run Problem Solver's reducers, 1.125 to inch, and I would need to cut the steer tube because the steer tube's too long. I've really been hesitant. The reason this hasn't gone on a bike yet is I've been hesitant to put it in anything. I have to cut the steer tube on because I don't want it to end up like the amp. So the next thing I've been thinking about is this Manitou. It's purple, it's black. The decals on the bike are purple, the bike is obviously black. The steer tube is long enough. It is collapsed. It's been in my pile to rebuild, so this would just be a reason to rebuild it. I mean, I think it would look good on there. I just haven't decided what to do. I mean, that is like right, you know, be the right amount of threads. It would look good. This is what I'm leaning towards. It's just going to be when I need to rebuild the fork, which is okay because I was going to rebuild the fork anyhow. So I'm going to do some pondering, probably clean up and put this project away because it's going to take some while and I'm going to need to order the parts to get this fixed. Because we're putting a new fork on the Kirk, the Manitou 2 that we rebuilt in an earlier video, we need a new headset because it was threadless and we were going to put threaded on. So I was trying to find something, a nice black one, and I found this Dior XT. So we're going to take this off. I actually might have a home for this bomber also, so this works perfectly. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. We're just going to loosen this, take the spacers off, loosen this, pull the fork out, pop the cups out, and we will have a headset to put on the Kirk. My favorite headset wrenches are these big Park Tool ones that kind of go further around, and then they're thicker. They just really grab well. Don't have to worry about marring up surfaces on headsets. So these work really nice. Okay, so we want to line up our logo to be in the middle, so that looks the best. So we're just gonna slowly get this. I think it's a little. I think that's where we want it. Okay, so now that we have the cups in, we're gonna go ahead and we have to put the crown race on the fork quick, and then we'll be able to get this installed. And this is the M2 that we rebuilt in earlier in one of our suspension rebuild videos. So it's new elastomers, it's ready to go. I think it's gonna look really nice on here. The reason I picked this one is it has purple. It's a little faded, obviously, but purple to match the purple on the logos. So it's gonna be a good fit. Okay, we have our crown race installed. We got our bearing on and greased. We're gonna slide this in. It's always handy to have a stool around or a bench so you can rest the fork on. Have our top bearing. Just a piece. Don't want to forget the dust seal. It's an important part. Okay, so we have most of the headset installed. I don't like to cut forks if I don't have to. So we're just gonna put some spacers on here before we put the top nut on. There's not too much sticking out, so it won't be the end of the world. Less than that, actually. Yeah, we wanna go a little bit less than that. You wanna try to have as many threads in the nut as possible. Okay, I found a few smaller spacers. We should get, ooh, that's perfect. So obviously the headset will need to be adjusted once the bike's on the ground, but it's there and it's looking good. I still don't have a quill stem picked out. I'm kind of leaning towards two things. Right now we have a silver seat post, so a polished silver quill stem with a silver handlebar could look good. Or we could go more black. I already know I want to get rid of the white flight. I'm just not a fan of white saddles. So we could do shiny black seat post, shiny black stem and bar, and then, you know, standard black saddle, which could look pretty awesome with what's going on. I do want to replace the crank. And just, I don't know, this Ritchie Logic just is he's not doing it for me. It is a 2x crank, so really it is a road crank, so maybe that's it. I don't know. If we went the blacked out way, we could do a black LX crank, which could be cool. I do have an XTR M900 crank we could put on here. So there's a few options that route that I still haven't figured out yet. But getting the new fork on was kind of first on the list so that I can put the front spin on. So we're getting there. A few more little pieces and should be complete. But I'm going to put the wheel on next, and then we can decide what we want to do with the seat post. I'm going to take the saddle off. I'm going to wash my hands before I do that. But I'm going to see if I can find a black seat post that's the same size, and black stems might be easier to find too. So we'll see what happens. It's sure nice to see it on the spins again. I really do think that this was the perfect bike for that wheel set. So I'm super happy. And the fork, I mean, the fork looks good. I mean, because there's silver on the fork, maybe we stick silver bar, silver stem, seat post, and then silver on the fork. Because if we do the blacked out, then there'll only be the silver on the fork, so that might, I don't know. I gotta dig around and see what I can find first though. So these are some Azonic riser bars, inch of rise. So if we wanted to stay with silver, that could work. They're a little bit wider too for vintage bars, which is nice. So that's an option for the silver world. Otherwise, what else do we got down here in the pile? Nothing. These are all flat bars. There's nothing really tripping the trigger there. Okay. Don't put this in the maybe pile. I thought I found a stem on this Serrata, but it's an inch, and the one upstairs is 1.125". It's a nice stem though, nice Tioga stem. This poor thing is gorgeous, but it has some dents and some big paint chips, but Seratas or T-Maxes are really cool mountain bikes. Let's see if I spot anything else. That's nice. Not seeing anything. Most of these are lower end bikes we just sell upstairs in the shop. There's some goodies hidden in here, like this Trek 9800 Specialized S-Works Giant ATX 770. I love that paint job. If I could find that bike in my size, I would keep it in a heartbeat. Well, I'm gonna keep searching. We have our stem. We have our grease. The most important part. And a 6mm Allen. I'm hoping. Push that down to right there, so just the shiny black is sticking out. It's probably gonna look pretty funny being so short, but if I'm gonna ride it comfortably, I'm gonna need it short. Voila. We have a silver bar. Gonna go with the silver seat post. Thanks for checking out part 1 of the Kirk video. It came a little bit more in depth than I planned, so we're gonna make it a 2-video series. The next video will be dropping next Sunday. I have a goal to try to drop a video every Sunday. So there's gonna be lots of fun content this year, tons of bike builds, suspension rebuilds. We're gonna have to come up with a lot of cool stuff because it's gonna be a lot of videos, but I'm excited. If you're looking for any parts for your builds, check out our website, Green Engineer Cycles at greenengineer.com. There'll be a link below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Have a good rest of your day.